back from the city. Man, I wrote a newsletter. It got released today. It's my monthly newsletter. I think it's the best one I've done yet. It's also the one that probably was the least political. Maybe those two are tied. Actually, that's not entirely true. About half of it was political. Yeah, I don't know. But it had good information. I wrote it in one sitting, sat down and just wrote it. I didn't edit it, which is cool. And I read and collect information throughout the month and put it to paper. But had some concrete real estate stuff in there and some political observations. It was maybe my longest one yet, which was really nice. I wasn't sure what I was going to write about when I sat down. I knew how I was going to start it, and then it just flowed. And that feels good when that happens. And that happens because I'm in touch with my own intuition, which is not to say that everything I write comes from intuition. It comes from my observations of the world, but I trust what comes out of me. Like I'll have something in mind. Words will come to me basically like, this is how I want to start it. And then I start it like that. And then it goes. Because I'm listening to my intuition. Whereas I used to ignore my intuition. I used to do the opposite. Like I had this approach, like if my intuition told me to do something, I would be like, no, that can't possibly be it. I have to do something different. Which I didn't understand what intuition was. But that is an unproductive way to live life. So anyway, nice to see that go out. Just ruminating on just kind of social media in general and how I've become active in social media the last 3 years. And it really, I wouldn't say it saved my business, but it maybe did in a way. Like, it's not that most of my deals come from social media. In fact, the opposite, almost none of them have. But I was just thinking about how in 2023 and 24, the real estate business went through a terrible recession. And I was continually putting out social media content. And I knew that I needed to keep going with that no matter what. That was the way for me to establish a presence, especially when nothing was happening on the transaction front. And I had learned from COVID when everything shut down, and at that time I didn't have a social media presence, which sounds so weird to say. That's interesting. I mean, not too long ago, I did not have a social media presence, and now I have quite a considerable social media presence. And it sounds weird to say that I didn't have a social media presence. But I didn't. And so when in-person networking stopped all my marketing stopped for a year, which is terrible. And so thank God for that lesson, because I remembered that lesson in 2023 when I had just started my social media marketing. And I said to myself, okay, no matter how long this recession goes on, I am going to keep the social media motor running, because the market will come back. And when it does, I don't want to be flat-footed like I was after COVID. I want to be sprinting. And so, yeah, that was a huge lesson to learn. And I've put it to use, and now, have an active social media presence. So yeah, I don't know. It was just nice to reflect on that. I don't know exactly what got me going on it, but yeah, I guess just needed to kind of pat myself on the back, because there's a lot of days when it feels like, yeah, nothing's getting accomplished, but you just keep hammering, you keep going at it, keep doing things like this, making these daily videos, and you're doing it for the future, because sometime in the future it's gonna go like this. So today you do it for that, and you don't know when it's going to come, but you know that it's going to come, or you have faith that it's going to come. It's not going to come if you stop, so you have to keep going. And it feels nice to have these moments where, like, you kind of break through, and it's like, oh yeah, it feels easy today. A lot of days it's hard. A lot of days it's very hard. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this. Today, it's easy. So it's nice when that happens.